Namaskar. Welcome to the example number 5 for the event professional prospects. In this example, we are going to study a male chart who is working in IT. We are going to study his destiny on professional prospects, and also he had a few changes in his job. His destiny is supportive for good professional prospects, but with the changes according to the period, he had the change of jobs. Meanwhile, he is also having some mental distress during the job, but one period that mental stress is not there. Which periods we are going to study? And also he had change of job in particular Bugdi and Antras, but not in few Bugdis. He did not have a change of job. That also we are going to study in this birth chart. Example number 5, we are going to study the destiny, change of jobs, periods, and progress in job period we are going to study. This is the birth chart of the male native. Example number 5, born in 22 May 1984, 8:51 p.m. in Uttar Pradesh. Before proceeding on the detailed analysis on self-signification, destiny, and timing of events, let me have a discussion on the birth chart, general study on the birth chart. Let me open that North Indian chart for the benefit of the North Indian chart followers. Now let us check the general study. Lagna is Sagittarius Lagna. Lagna Lord posted in the Lagna itself is good. Jupiter is posted in own sign. It is good for the Lagna strength in general. And 10th cusp is falling in the sign of Virgo. 10th Lord Mercury posted in the 4th house as per the Bhava in the sign of Mars and aspected by Mars itself. So 10th Lord posted in the 4th house is good and aspected by the Rasi Lord Mars, who is 5th Lord and 12th Lord, which is not good, but from the 11th house. So it is supportive for 5, 12, and 11 is supportive for change. 5, 12, but occupying 11th house. And conjoined with the Saturn is 2nd Lord and 3rd Lord. That Saturn also aspecting to the Mercury. So Mercury well posted and aspected by the Rasi Lord Mars, which is supportive for some changes, and Saturn also supportive. In addition to that, Jupiter, Lagna Lord, Jupiter also 4th Lord aspecting to the Mercury, that is furthermore supportive. Mercury is aspected by the Jupiter by 5th aspect with a good signification. So that way, Mercury 10th Lord is supported by Jupiter and also Saturn, and Mars Rasi Lord is having mixed significations. So that way that Mercury is getting some support, also some sort of changes also indicated. And let us check the 10th rulers. 10th ruler is Mercury. Rasi Lord is Mercury. The 10th cusp is falling in the star of Moon and sub of Mercury itself. Star Lord Moon is posted in the 2nd house, is 8th Lord occupying the 2nd house in the sign of Saturn. So Saturn is conjoined with the Mars. And that way Moon is connected to the Saturn and Mars. It is supportive. This combination is supportive for engineering, and Mercury is also supportive. These grouping are supportive for the engineering in the IT department. And Rahu role is already there because Rahu in the sign of Venus indirectly connected to the Mars and Saturn. Mars is aspecting to Rahu also, and Rahu in the sign of Venus, representing Venus. In the sign of Venus only Saturn and Mars are present. So these grouping are supportive for type of profession into IT engineering. Mercury in the star of Ketu. Ketu is in the sign of Mars itself in the 12th house. So that is supportive for engineering. But being the occupant of the 12th house and 512 grouping, and also 11. 512 is not good, but occupying 11 is good. So it is supportive for change. So the type of profession also indicated by the 10th ruler itself. So I think we are able to understand that destiny is supportive for a notable good position because Jupiter is aspecting, Saturn, Mars are aspecting, and the Baba Karagatva also good, but only the unfavorable Karagatva of the houses signified by the Rasi Lord Mars by 512 significator, that Mars is aspecting to the Mercury, the Rasi Lord. So it is supportive for some changes also. That's what we could see in the basic study. Only in the extended signification we can identify the complete signification strength. Now let us go and check the self significations of each planet. Now we are on the EPS page. We are going to study the self significators. I have already selected the event profession, all jobs. So let me select the self significators and the planet colors also. Now we have to assign the colors according to the study on the self significations. Ketu occupying 12th house and Lagna star lord representing Mars. It is 5, 12 and 11, 7 and 5, 12. This is weak. And Ketu also having 12th house. So Ketu is having weakness. We can give Ketu, we can give light red. Venus is 6, 11, 5, 5, 9, 2, 8, 9, 11. 6th Lord, 11th Lord occupying 5th house, moving towards 5, 9 star Lord, 2, 8, 9, 11 cuspal sublord. The 6th house moving towards changes for the betterment. So that Venus, the planet, which is supportive for change. So change of a planet, it is both favorable and unfavorable. It supports for the change. For change, let me give the pink shade. So pink shade means that planet is going to give the change of job, and Venus represented Rahu is good. So it is supportive for change only, not for any loss. Sun planet, 9th Lord occupying 5th house and 2nd star Lord. 9th Lord occupying 5th house, supportive for the Lagna. Being the Sun, it is supportive further, but 2nd star Lord supportive for the earning. So this is not very good, but is also supportive. We can say Sun is also mixed planet, because 9, 5 and 2, we can see that pink shade. So if we can give a light red also, we can say we can give light red also because of 9 and 5. Okay, let us give light red also to differentiate between Venus and Sun. And Moon planet. Moon is 8th Lord occupying 2nd house, 6, 10 cuspal star Lord and 7 sublord. This is good. Because of the 8th Lord, we cannot say unfavorable, but 2, 6, 10 and 7 are favorable. So Moon we can give light green. But being the 8th Lord, that Moon will have some sort of stress. And that we have to keep it in mind. So Mars planet, 5th Lord, 12th Lord occupying 11, 7 cuspal star Lord, 5, 12 cuspal sublord. This 5, 12, 5, 12 by indicated by Mars as a strong free planet also. Definitely Mars is going to be light red. And Rahu 6, 3, 11 and 1 and 6 is very good. And second planet is supportive for changes. So Rahu we can give light green, not dark green. And Jupiter 1, 4, 1, it is good. So we can give Jupiter green. Saturn 2, 3, 11 is good, and 8 and 12. So some obstacles are indicated by Saturn. So Saturn we can give blue color because it is favorable along with some obstacles. Mercury, it is very good key planet, 7, 10, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 10 cuspal sublord is a very good planet for the professional prospect. So Mercury we can give, dark green. So, except Mars. Mars is the strong unfavorable. And Venus is a mixed one. And Ketu also we can say 12 and 1. So what we can make it 12, Ketu represents Mars. That is also having some weakness. But better than Ketu, Mars is strongly unfavorable. And Sun planet is 9, 5 and 2. It is having some weakness. So that way we have given the colors. And let us, we have to keep it in mind which are the planets that can cause change in the job. That is Venus. Venus is change causing key planet. Mars planet is also supportive for change because 5, 12 and 11 and 11, 7. So it is supportive for change. Because of the 5 and 12, we are taking this is unfavorable. So, but still 5, 12, and 11, Mars is also change causing key planet. So that we have to keep it in mind. So now we have to assign the colors and go to the main page and check the destiny. Let me assign the colors. We have assigned the colors. Let us go to the home page. Now we are on the home page and let us check the destiny. And let me move this. Self-significators, let me open. And birth chart also let me open. Yes. So 10th Lord is which planet? 10th Lord is Mercury, 10th sublord also Mercury. So Mercury is the strong favorable key planet. So that we have to check the destiny of the Mercury. Mercury is good, very good. The two free planet. That Mercury is in the star of Ketu. So Ketu we have given that light rate, but it is not having any unfavorable grouping. 12th occupant and Lagna, star lord, and representing Mars, it is having some weakness. So Mars is there and Mars is forming ruler link to the Mercury also, because Mercury in the star of Mars and also aspected by Mars. So Mercury is under the influence of Mars also. Mars is supportive for some change. But you can look at the star lord of the star lord. Saturn is good, blue with obstacle, and sublord again Mercury. So Mercury in its own sub having got good signification, that is good. So it means destiny is good, but star level planet Ketu is having some weakness because of the second planet Mars, and that Mars also aspecting to Mercury, and Ketu in the star of Saturn. That Saturn is good with some weakness, but Saturn also conjoined with the Mars, so that some weakness are there. Mercury is going to experience this one, but not completely detrimental, because Mars is not directly playing, and moreover, Mercury is a free planet. And this Mercury is getting the support of the Jupiter. Jupiter is a very good key planet, that Jupiter is passing its ruler link to the, not ruler link, Jupiter is aspecting to the Mercury. And let us check, because Mercury is own sub, let us check what is the sub-sublord of the Mercury. Mercury sub-sublord is Jupiter. So Mercury sub-sublord is Jupiter is very good, and because Mercury is aspected by Jupiter, and that Jupiter itself is sub-sublord of the Mercury, it indicates that Mercury is going to get the ruler link from the Jupiter. So Jupiter is the sub-sublord of the Mercury, and that Jupiter is aspecting to Mercury, star planet level, and sub level. So Jupiter is going to form the ruler link. It is going to be good. So Mercury is indicating some weakness, definitely through the star level planet and also aspect like planet, that Mars. So that destiny is supportive for some changes also. So it is not indicating loss of job, because planet star level indicating some weakness, but 12 level are supportive with some obstacle, but sub-level planet is supportive for again the job. It is very good job supported by the Jupiter. So Mercury is supportive for notable job with some changes involved, and it's a notable job also. So according to the period that native will experience. Now, which are the unfavorable key planet making that Mercury supportive for such changes? The first one is Mars. Mars is the unfavorable key planet. What are the other unfavorable key planet or change causing key planet? That is Venus. So whether Venus is playing role here, Ketu, let us check from the birth chart itself instead of EPS table. Let us check from the birth chart itself. Mercury in the star of Ketu. Ketu is here in the sign of Mars, and aspected by Venus. Mars also in the sign of Venus. So that Ketu, Mars are under the influence of the Venus. So Venus is the a change causing key planet influencing the both star level, planet Ketu and Mars. And 2A level planet Saturn also influenced by the Venus. Venus is there in sublord, sorry, star lord of the star lord, Saturn also. That way, planet Mercury in the star level planet and 2 level planet, effect level planet under the influence of the Venus, which can support for the change of job for the betterment. So the unfavorable key planet or change causing key planet, that Venus is important and Mars is important. These two are playing role, influencing the destiny planet. Destiny is influenced by this Mars and Venus. In short, I can say that. So now we have to check the Dasa Lord. In Dasa Lord, whether these unfavorable key planets are playing role or not, we have to check. Now that native is running the Saturn Mahadasa, in prior to that, he was running the Jupiter Mahadasa. Let us check the Jupiter Mahadasa. Let me start from the Jupiter Dasa. He had a change of job in one period. So, let me start with from one period for our understanding. Let me clear this. Okay. So now, that native during Jupiter Mahadasa, how is Jupiter Dasa? Jupiter is having favorable or unfavorable. Let us check the signification of Jupiter. Jupiter is good, and star level Venus, Jupiter in own sign, in the star of Venus, Venus is a change causing key planet, Lagna 1611. It is indicating Lagna itself will incline towards change of job. So that Venus and Jupiter is aspected by Saturn also by third aspect. That Saturn is 2, 3, 11 and favorable for the gain through the for the earnings and all, along with obstacles. So this is supportive with some obstacles. In the star lord, Venus is supportive for change and representing Rahu is very good. So that unfavorable key planet or change causing key planet in the destiny, that is Mars and Venus, we have to check their role. Venus is directly playing role, and Venus, in the Venus sign only Mars is posted, and Mars also aspecting to Venus, all these rule, Venus, Sun and Rahu. That way, when Venus is coming, obviously that the role of Mars will come. That we have to keep it in mind. So that Jupiter is getting the influence from the Venus indirectly by the Mars. Venus in the star of Sun, 9, 5 and 2, it is also supportive for change and not detrimental. 9, 5 and 2, that Sun is also conjoined with the Venus in the sign of Venus. So it is also supportive with the favorable with some mixed significations. And also Rahu also present in the 6th house. That sublord is Rahu is a very good key planet representing Venus. So Jupiter in the star of Venus is supportive for change, and sublord is Rahu is good for the job prospects, and Rahu, Venus are all connected, and Rahu in the star of Moon itself is good. So Dasa Lord Jupiter is having favorable key planets. Rahu is playing role, Jupiter is playing role, and the role of Mercury, the destiny planet Mercury. Mercury is in the sign of Mars, and that role, Mercury role is not directly present, but Jupiter is aspecting to the Mercury. That way only Jupiter is aspecting to Mercury, is supportive, and Mercury in the sign of Mars, and that Mars is not aspecting to the Jupiter, but Mercury aspecting to Saturn. That Saturn is aspecting to Jupiter. So indirectly also Jupiter is getting the support of the Mercury. Being the free planet, Mercury role is limited. That we have to keep it in mind. So in short, Dasa Lord is supportive for job prospect with change causing key planet Venus is strongly playing. So definitely the Bugdi Lord should will have, if those Bugdi Lords which are having that Venus in the star level, and also those planets which are having under the influence of Mars, definitely they will give the change during that Jupiter Mahadasa. That we have to keep it in mind. Now in Jupiter Dasa, I will show you some periods also in which period that native got the change of period. So that also I will show you the slide. And prior to that, let me explain in Jupiter Dasa, Sun Bugdi was running. He got the job change during Sun Jupiter Dasa, Sun Bugdi. Jupiter Dasa, Sun Bugdi, in which antra he got the change of job. That we have to keep it in mind, right? Sun is mixed one, not detrimental, and Sun is conjoined with the Venus, and Sun is conjoined with the Rahu, and Rahu, Venus, both are the sublords, so forming ruler link. It means Sun Bugdi is supportive for some changes, especially supported by the Venus. So definitely that during that Sun period, the native under Jupiter Dasa, Sun Bugdi, the native will go for change of job. In what period it can go for change of job? In Sun period, which antra will favor for the change of job? In Sun Bugdi, which is the unfavorable key planet or change causing key planet, Venus is playing. In Dasa also Venus is playing. So definitely Sun will favor. So in that Sun Bugdi, the Antra which is having that Venus role importantly, that Venus, because Sun is conjoined with Venus and also in the sign of Venus itself. So in that Sun Bugdi, which Antra is having that key planet, Venus, especially in the star level. Moon is not having, Mars is having weakness, definitely, but Mars is not influencing the Sun. Role of Mars is not playing roles here. So because of that, Mars is not strong enough to give the change, but Rahu also not so, and Jupiter itself in the star of Venus. So Jupiter Dasa, Sun Bugdi, Jupiter Antra gave the change of job. I think you are able to understand. So the native got the change of job in Jupiter Dasa, Sun Bugdi. Sun is having that Venus, a strong, favorable change causing key planet, influencing the Sun also by way of conjunction and aspect. And that Sun, under the Sun, Jupiter Antra is capable to go for change of job. Please understand there is no loss of job. Lagna itself is inclined towards change of job. Let me open that slide and you can have a look at the periods, in which periods the native got change of job and not having change of job at period also. I will show that. Let me show that slide now. This is the list of change of period. In that you can see what are the important points we have to study. We can find that also I have noted. No jobless period, no change in Jupiter and Moon, and no change in Saturn and Mercury. So let me Jupiter Dasa, Moon Bugdi, Saturn Dasa, Mercury Bugdi. That also I will explain. Now that I was telling about that these periods, dates and periods are in which period the native joined the job. Change of job happened during this period, but before changing or joining the new job, he would have got the new job. He would have applied the new job in the previous antra, and he would have issued the notice also. So it means he job change initiated period. He initiated during Jupiter Dasa, Sun Bugdi, Jupiter Antra, initiated the change of job. So during that period he initiated, we got the new job, and during that after 1 or 2 months notice period, he joined this period in Mercury Antra. He got the new job. He joined the new job, got the job in Sun Jupiter itself, but joined the job in Sun Mercury. I think we're able to understand. So when he joined the job in Sun and Jupiter Dasa, Sun Bugdi, Jupiter Antra. After that, you have got Jupiter Dasa, Moon Bugdi. But there was no change of job, Jupiter Dasa, Moon Bhukti. Why it is so, that we have to check. And after that, Jupiter Dasa, Mars Bhukti started. In Mars Bhukti started, Mars Bhukti, Mars Antra itself initiated the change of job. He applied for a new job and he got the job. And in after Mars Bhukti, Mars Antra, in Rahu Antra, he changed the job. It means it's initiation and joining period. And Mars is Mars, he changed the job. Then joined the job in Mars Rahu. After that, in Mars, no other period supported for change of job. And after that, Jupiter Rahu Bhukti was running. In Rahu Bhukti also, only in the Mars Antra, he initiated the change of job. So, and after Jupiter, Rahu, Mars initiated, after that, Saturn started. In that period, he joined the new job. So, at the end of the Rahu Bhukti, he initiated the change of job, and as soon as the Dasa changed, then he joined the new job. Saturn, he joined. During that Saturn Dasa, Saturn Bhukti, after Saturn Antra, when Mars Antra was coming, again he initiated the change of job. So then he joined the new job in the same period, because the period is bigger. So during that Mars itself, he joined a new job also. It means what you can see: Mars, Rahu, Saturn, Mars, Jupiter, Rahu, Saturn. So all these periods, the native had the change of job. He initiated the change of job. But in Sun Bhukti, he got the change in Jupiter only, not in Mars. One Sun, only Jupiter. But all the other Bhuktis, he got the change during that Mars period. So when we are checking the period also, we have to see that change happened this period. It means working in company and got the new offer also, and given the notice period. So that is the change of period. New job joining period is different according to the time, that notice period they give, and that will vary, because by the time the Antra will change. So because of that, Antra can be different. Now what we have to see, that why Jupiter Moon did not favor. And after that, native was running Saturn Dasa Mercury Bhukti. In Saturn Dasa Mercury Bhukti, there is no loss of job, and there was job progress with less stress when compared to the previous periods. Saturn Mercury, no job loss, but no jobs change. There is no job loss at all, and no change in job. Suppose Saturn Mercury Mars would have given no. In Mercury, Mars did not favor. Like Jupiter, Moon, Saturn, Mercury has not changed. But there was no mental satisfaction. Presently, at the time now, presently is running Saturn Dasa Ketu Bhukti. Saturn Dasa Ketu Bhukti, at present is running, say, I think Venus Antra, I have to check it. So, but that also did not favor it. But in that, Mars Antra will come at the end of this 2023. During this Mars Antra, Ketu Bhukti Mars Antra will favor. So Mars is going to favor for Ketu also, for all the other Mars, Rahu, and Saturn also. But Mercury did not support for change. Why? That we have to keep it in mind. So we have to keep it in mind. Mars is strongly supportive for change. Job, no loss of job. That we have to keep it in mind, and we have to check now. You can note down these periods. Now I am back to that birth chart, EPS tables. So we studied in Jupiter Dasa, Sun Bhukti, Jupiter Antra got the change of job. Now after that Sun Bhukti, Moon Bhukti was running. In Moon is good, with though it is having 8th lord, is green color planet, star lord is green, and 12 level green, all are green. So no role of Mars or Venus is playing straight away. So Moon is not indicating any loss or change of job. It is not supportive for change of job, because important planet which can favor for change of job is Venus. that Venus role as second planet to the star level, and sublord also Rahu only is very good planet. So moon is not supportive for any change of job. Let us check the sublord of the moon also, because star level, sub level both are Rahu, and moon is sublord is Jupiter. So Jupiter is a good key planet, and so definitely that moon, it is, suppose if it is Venus, suppose instead of that Jupiter sublord, if it is Venus, then that can initiate some changes, because that Venus is forming ruler link to the Rahu by way of supports. But that way, that moon is not supportive for any change. Change is not indicated by the moon, because that Dasa Lord's favorable key planet for change of job is Venus, and indirectly Mars. They are not playing role here as the ruler. So in moon, there was no change of job. Then comes the Mars. Definitely Mars is indicating weakness. Mars is, unfavorable keeper on its own. The Jupiter planet having got Mars in its supports, and that definitely Mars can initiate. Mars in the star of Jupiter itself, Jupiter in the star of Venus. So that way, that Mars is getting the indicating changes for the betterment. You have to keep it in mind. Mars is 512, 512. It is strongly unfavorable for change. It is because 5 and 12 and 5 and 12, these are good only, but unfavorable key planet in the star of favorable key planet, that is reducing the unfavorable strain. That Jupiter further in the star of Venus is supportive for change, for the betterment only. Because of that, Mars planet can initiate for the Lagna for change. So during Jupiter Dasa, Mars Bugdi, Mars Antra itself, that the native got the initiation of the job, and in Mars he initiated. And after that, Rahu. After that, Mars, no other planet in Jupiter Dasa, in Mars Bugdi, no other Antra. Mars Bugdi, Mars Antra, he got the change. After that, Mars Bugdi and some other Antra would have come, all the Antras would have come, but they are not supportive for change of job, because in Mars only is favorable, because all are other favorable only. Then comes the Rahu. In Jupiter Dasa, Rahu Bhukti. Rahu is good, representing Venus, and star level moon is, it is supportive, good only, and sub level also Rahu. That is also very good. You can see the comparison between the moon and the Rahu. Moon in the star of Rahu, Rahu in the star of moon. Rahu in the star of moon, moon in the star of Rahu. It means star exchange. Both are in each other's star. That star level is very good. Here, star level having some weakness, some sort of weakness. 6th house in the star of moon, it is indicating some sort of stress, and because 6 is connected to the 8th house moon, and some stress is indicated during the Rahu period. And here also the role of Mars and more, importantly, Venus is important. Venus is there only at the second planet, but repeated, but it is not acting as the one of the ruler. Let us check, same planet is repeated. Let us check the sub-sublord of the Rahu also. Let me clear this one. Sub-sublord of Rahu. Sub-sublord of Rahu is Venus itself. So Venus is the one which is the change causing key planet of the Dasa Lord. So that Venus is playing role for sub-sublord for the Rahu. So Venus is sub-sublord, is the favorable key planet for change of job, though it is playing role as the second planet at all levels, but that Venus is forming ruler link to all levels, so it is supportive for change of job. So during Rahu Bukti, definitely that native will go for change of job. But you can see the Rahu in this planet level, star level, all levels you can see it is not strongly indicating any, strong, directly they are not indicating any changes. but it is indicated changes by the Venus. It is indicating definitely there will be change of job for the betterment. In the Jupiter Dasa, Rahu Bukti, which Antra, not only that Venus is playing, and obviously that Mars also playing role here, because Mars is here, Mars is in the sign of Venus, and Mars is aspecting to Rahu by eighth aspect, and also indirectly Rahu is getting the influence of the Mars. So Mars already playing role for the Rahu influencing. So in that, Jupiter Dasa Mars Bukti, in which Antra is supported for change of job. So definitely that Mars only. Because Mars is unfavorable, and the star level planet is the Dasa Lord, and that 12 level Venus has come. So that way this planet is supportive for change of job. Mars is playing, and also Venus is playing at the 12 level, and support, and Mars is in the sign of Venus only. So that way it is supportive. So in Rahu Bukti, Mars, because Mars is the unfavorable key planet and strongly influencing the other planets for the change. So in Rahu Bukti, Mars Antra, he got the change of job. So Rahu Bukti, Mars Antra, then he joined the job in Saturn Dasa. Saturn Dasa, if you look at the Saturn Dasa prospect, when compared to Jupiter, how is Saturn Dasa? Saturn is better or Jupiter is better? Jupiter is good, but with some changes strongly indicated, right? But look at the Saturn, he is 2, 3, 11, 8, and 12. It is good only. Saturn is conjoined with the Mars. Let me open the birth chart. Saturn is conjoined with the Mars. So that Mars is influencing the Saturn. So that Mars influence is there on Saturn, and Saturn is aspected by the Mercury. Mercury is a very good key planet. Saturn is in the sign of Venus, and Saturn is aspected by Mercury. So that way, that Saturn is getting the favorable signification support of the Mercury is present at the supports, and also Venus. Venus is supportive for change, and Mercury is favorable for the job prospects, and also Saturn is supportive for changes because of the Mars. Now Saturn in the star of Rahu, that is very good. Saturn in the star of Rahu, Rahu is a very good key planet. Here you can see Jupiter in the star of Venus is favorable with changes, but here it is very good directly. And to a level is Moon is also favorable, along with the 8th house sublord also Moon. It is supportive, it is indicating some sort of stress or indicated, but 2, 6, 10, 7 all are good. And again, star lord of the sublord is Rahu. So when compared to the Jupiter, that Lagna is supportive for the job prospects with some changes, and that is indicated by the Jupiter. But in Saturn period, though it is influenced by the Mars and also Venus, but star level Rahu is very good. 2A level and sub-level Moon is also good key planet despite some weakness. So this period is going to be comparatively better in progress to the native, right? So in Saturn Dasa, Saturn Bukti started. Saturn Dasa, Saturn Bukti, Saturn Antra, he joined the new job. Because he changed the job in Jupiter Dasa, Rahu Bukti, Mars Antra. He issued the notice, and after that, Saturn Antra started, he joined the job. In Saturn Dasa, Saturn Bukti, Saturn Antra, which is the unfavorable key planet, which are indicating change of job, which are the planets? Obviously, Mars. Mercury is playing, Venus is playing role only at the 2 level, second planet. And let us check the Saturn subsublord. Saturn subsublord is Moon. So Moon is playing role. So Moon is not unfavorable, but Moon is mixed. It is indicating green planet because it is 8th lord, but it is having favorable 2, 6, 10, and 7. It is favorable for the job prospects with some tension. So stress we can take, because Rahu, sixth occupant and sixth sublord, and in this one Lagna sublord in the star of moon. So it is indicating some sort of stress to the Lagna, but it is favorable. So which is the unfavorable key planet can cause change of job during that Saturn period? Definitely Mars only. So in the Saturn Dasa, Saturn Bugdi, Saturn Bugdi itself, in Mars Antra only he got the change of job, because Saturn is conjoined with Mars and supported by other change causing planet indirectly. So in Mars is playing role, and that Saturn also playing at the sub level, so it is supported for the change. So Saturn Dasa, Saturn Bugdi, Mars Antra got the change of job. After that, he started Saturn Dasa, and Mercury Bugdi was running. Mercury is good, and star level planet is with weakness, with change of not change of job indicated by Ketu directly, because only 2 level planets are the second planet of the Ketu only indicating. And Saturn is fine, Mercury is very good, and we already discussed sublord for the Mercury is Jupiter. So Jupiter is forming ruler link to all planets. So that way, Mercury is indicating supportive for the Lagna with some weakness, but very good for the job prospect. But here, the role of Venus is not playing. Venus is not playing. Mars is playing, but the Venus is important for the change. Saturn is conjoined with the Mars and in the sign of Venus. So Venus and Mars are important planet for changes. That Mars is playing role not as the star lord, but only as the second planet. And role of Venus, which is supportive for change, it is not playing role for Mercury. But Mercury sublord is again Mercury, and sublord of the sublord is also Jupiter, so it is favorable. Absence of the Venus, role of Venus. Here we discussed, no, in moon period, role of Venus is not playing role as the star level, sub level, so did not favor for the change of job during this moon. Similarly, Mercury period also there is no role of Venus, so that way that during Saturn Dasa, Mercury Bugdi did not give the change. Now he is running at the time of recording, he is running Ketu Bugdi. Ketu represents Mars, and Saturn is the Dasa Lord, and it is supportive, but it also conjoined with the Mars in the sign of Venus. 2 level is Rahu is supportive for professional prospect. Sublord again Rahu. So Rahu playing, and indirectly Venus is also playing, and Mars in the sign of Venus. So that Venus role, Mars role are also are strongly playing role here. And in Ketu, in Saturn Dasa, Ketu Bugdi, which Antra can favor now is the running Moon Antra. Right? Moon Antra is not going to give change. Prior to that, Sun, no, and Venus also will not give, because we need the role of Mars. Definitely upcoming Mars Antra. It means in Saturn Dasa, Ketu Bugdi and Mars Antra, he will again have the change of job. So that way the role of Mars is playing role influencing Ketu, and that way we can see that it will favor for the change of job during this period. Anyway, if you see that Dasa Lord is going to be very good, and it is not favoring for any, change of job or loss of job, it is supportive for the professional prospects. So that way, I think we are able to understand how come the role of the key planet, that Mars, change causing key planet, and also importantly Venus. These two are playing role in the Dasa Bugdi Antra in change causing. And one more thing also I was telling that native during Saturn Dasa started and Saturn Bugdi, he was having some stress because of this. Moon are playing, and Saturn, Moon in the sign of Saturn only in Aquarius. So Moon is getting the support, influencing the Saturn also. 8th house, 8 and 12, the 3, 8, 12 grouping is coming. So some sort of mental stress will be there. Lagna, sub 6 sublord, Rahu in the star of Moon, again 8th house is coming. So there will be some stress will be there. So that Saturn was giving. Once Saturn over and Saturn Mercury started, the Mercury is not having the role of Moon, which is the stress causing key planet in the Saturn. So that way that even Saturn role is also not directly present, only 2 level planet. So because of that, in Saturn Dasa, Mercury Buddhi started, he started feeling some tension-free work, and moreover, during that period only, he started getting some progress, notable position, leadership, and all he started getting. Why? Because that Mercury is very good planet, and Mercury is strongly playing role, and Jupiter is sub-sublord aspecting to the Mercury, and favorable significations are present, and that Saturn also supportive for that. So because of that, Mercury is strongly favorable. So during Saturn Dasa, Mercury Buddhi, and he started getting good progress and notable position, and comparatively less stress he started facing that. So that way we could see that progress. How did the Dasa Lord Saturn is comparatively better than the Jupiter also by way of progress, because the star level Rahu and sub-level Moon and 12-level Rahu, Moon are strongly playing role, and that way it is favorable. So I think you are able to understand how this destiny is supportive and for the changes only, and no loss of job, and good key planets and mixed key planets, that is change causing key planets role, I think would have understood. Now the same chart, I can also make it in a brief discussion on the PILT table, how the destiny and also changes happen in which periods. Let us go to the PILT table now. Now we are on the PILT page. Let me open that self-significators. And let us select the EPS colors. So all the colors have been assigned with the EPS colors which we manually given. And now let us check the KP check all. All planets will get the respective colors in all tables. Now we know that which are the change causing key planet. Importantly, Venus is going to give changes, and Mars also will support for change of job, because Mars is 5 and 12 significator, having got other favorable key planet in support, and star lord is favorable for the change, for the job prospects. So if you see that destiny planet is what? Destiny planet is Mercury. Mercury having got Jupiter, you can look at the green color, blue color planets are there, and Mercury is having unfavorable planets. Ketu is not that much unfavorable, but Ketu represents Mars. Mercury in the star of Ketu representing Mars is having some weakness. Mercury also there in support. So Mercury is forming roller link to the star level and 2A level planet, and sub level is Mercury itself. Having got all this grouping is very good. So we know that sub-sublord is Jupiter, and that Jupiter is there at the source planet and sublord planet, so forming roller link also. So Mercury is being a free planet is self-significant, is good. And star level Ketu, though it is indicating some weakness, star lord of the star lord Saturn is green planet, is supportive with the support. So it is supportive for the professional prospects along with some changes. That changes are indicated by the Mars and Venus. They are all playing role here. Now so that is the destiny planet, and let us check the Dasa Lord Jupiter. And Jupiter is good. Star level Venus, the unfavorable key planet or change causing key planet, is playing role at the star level. And sub level, the 2A level is Sun is also supportive for, because 9, 5 and 2, it is not detrimental but support for change. And that planet also in that sublord is Rahu is very good. So star level is Venus, sub level is Rahu. Rahu represents Venus itself. So Rahu playing role here. Rahu forming ruler link. Jupiter is good, no unfavorable. Star level is change, that is pink, this change causing key planet supported by Rahu. Rahu playing role at the sub level, and fourth level also moon also favorable. So that way they're all good, and because of the role of the Venus at the star level, definitely that native will experience change of job during that Bugdi Lord, which are under the influence of the Venus especially. So in that Jupiter, we discussed on the Sun period. Sun is one of the ruler of the Jupiter that already discussed, and Sun is also, change causing key planet, 5, 5, 9, 5, and 2, and it is having that Rahu, and Venus there. It is in the sign of Venus. Venus itself is the sublord, it is change causing key planet. So definitely under the Jupiter Dasa, Sun Bugdi, the native will go for change of job. In the favorable Antra, only it can favor for the change of job, because that Antra should favor for change, because it should support for change also, but support for getting a job also. Under the Sun Bugdi, which is the favorable key planet for change of job, Venus role is present. So that Venus playing role at the star level in Sun only for Jupiter. So Jupiter Dasa, Sun Bugdi, Sun Bugdi, Jupiter Antara got the change. After that, Moon. Moon is not having any unfavorables. There is no change of job during that Jupiter Dasa, Moon Bugdi. Mars, yeah, definitely Mars is having weakness, unfavorable key planet, and all the except the star level, 2A level, sub level, all planets are under the influence of the Mars. And the star lord planet is not indicating changes, but star lord in the star of your planet Venus, it is change causing key planet. So definitely during the Mars period, Jupiter Dasa, Mars Bugdi, Mars Antra itself gave the change. After that, Rahu period. Rahu also having all green color planets only. But in Rahu, is repeated, we checked in Moon sub-sublord is Jupiter, it is favorable. But whereas in Rahu sub-sublord is Venus. So that because Rahu represents Venus, and Venus is repeatedly coming here, and sub-sublord also Venus, so that sub-sublord Venus is forming ruler link, and because of that, during that Rahu Bugdi, the native can go for change of job or the betterment. That is possible in the Antra, which is under the influence of Venus and also Mars. That is none other than the Mars only. So in Jupiter Dasa, Rahu Bhukti, Mars Antra got the change. Not same, you can see in Jupiter Dasa, Mars Moon Bhukti did not give change, because Moon star lord is Rahu, sublord is Rahu, all green color planet. Here also Moon is also green color planet only. But the problem is what? That source planet itself is good. Star level planet is representing Venus. It is all mixed one also there. But still, this is not having any unfavorable. But here, star level planet is Moon. Moon is having 8th lord, though it is a green planet, 8th lord having got some favorable grouping. But you can see that Venus role is there. Importantly, Venus at the sub-sublord is influencing all the levels. So that way, it is supportive for change of job during that Rahu, Bugdi, and Mars Antra. Such signification study will be easier when we are studying the EPS tables. So, because wherein we can see the level-wise grouping, we can see that. So in Jupiter Dasa, Rahu Buddhi, Mars Antra, he applied for a change of job, got the new job, and joined in Saturn Dasa, Saturn Buddhi, and Saturn Antra. In Saturn Dasa, Saturn Buddhi, Saturn Antra, then he got the change of job in the Mars. Why? Saturn is having favorable only, but still under the influence of the Mars. You can see Mars is playing role, influencing the Saturn and also Rahu. So during that Saturn period, Mars Andhra, it's supported for the change, no loss of job, because it is not indicating any loss of job. Venus is playing role here. So Venus is a support planet. It is playing role here, and Mars is influencing this Dasa Lord. So Saturn Dasa, Saturn Bugdi, Mars Antra, I got the change. Now in the Mercury Bugdi, whether he got the change of job, that we have to see. In Mercury, the native did not experience any change of job because Mercury is not having any role of Venus, because in Saturn Dasa, Venus is playing role and also Mars is playing role to give the change. In Mercury, Mars is playing, Mars is playing and Venus also playing, but only in the supports, right? Only in the support they are all indicating. But moreover, that what do you call that? Venus is not playing even in the Rasi, because Rahu also not playing. Rahu is going to give change of job by way of Venus. That Rahu is not playing, and Mars is playing, and Rahu is not playing. So because of that, Rahu not playing means Venus role is not there. Mercury is strongly supportive. Because of that, in Saturn Dasa, Saturn Bugdi, Mercury Antra, there is no change of job. I'm sorry that it is not Saturn, Mercury Antra. Saturn Dasa, Mercury Bugdi, whole Bugdi did not favor for any change of job. After that, Saturn Dasa, now Ketu Bugdi is running presently. Ketu is representing Mars, so that definitely that 2A level, sub-level planet Rahu, Venus is playing. So both Mars, Venus role is importantly playing, and Saturn also supportive. And Dasa Lord Saturn Dasa, Ketu Bugdi will favor for change of job. But in which antra? Definitely Mars, Venus role is important, and Mars Venus role is present only in the Mars Venus, and Jupiter and Venus Saturn. So only in Saturn Dasa, Ketu Bugdi, and now is running Moon Antra up to December 21st. After that, December end and January, he will be running that Mars Antra. During that Mars Antra, he will have the change of job. I think you are able to understand the role of the key planets, which is we can easily locate with the help of the PILT table, with the help of that roller link also we can identify. But in the EPS table also it is easier by when we are going to study along with the birth chart. So that's what I used to say, always try to analyze each EPS table along with the birth chart. I can open that extended significations table, Rasi, Lord, conjunction, aspect, everything, but we have to locate those planets. That is also possible. But when we are learning, you try to open the birth chart and along with that EPS table, so that we can find which are the planets are in conjunction and aspect Rasi Lord, and keep open the self-signification table also, so that we can check the influence through the self-significations table. I think you're able to understand. We'll meet in the next example. Good luck.